So the next few days after, obviously here in the news, so the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday were basically wake days. I mean, you guys will probably understand it. Lauren hated those days. She didn't like the fact that there were so many people around.
No, but you know what? Don't get it twisted. Like, I have so much love and respect for everyone that showed up. Like, honestly, I'm so thankful because it's turned out to, in reflection, I feel so much better, and I know for sure, like, you know, who my family is. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, at the time, I really just didn't want anyone in my house, in my vicinity. Like, I just didn't want it. Like, I was trying to just make sure that these lot were like eating and getting through the day. Do you know what I mean?
Which
like,
they
weren't. Like, it was a struggle to like try and put some food in front of the food.
I was living on cups of tea. Like, I did not.
That's true, actually.
I did not eat. I just couldn't physically.
Don't you like sleeping on the settee sometimes as well?
Yeah, I slept so much because I was just emotionally drained. And I remember
you were just like crying all the time and falling asleep, and that was it.
Yeah, there was nothing else I did. I remember, was it the Wednesday his best friends came and my family came, some of it. Thursday a load of our aunties came, our cousin, one of my mum's best friends came again, and my partner came, and I think
is that when your friends came as well?
No. Okay. And then at that point is when we decided that we were going to go to Honduras. Well, I was going to Honduras. Like, we got a call from our half brother's family, and his mum was going to go, and then I just thought it makes sense for me to go. I mean, someone has to be there from our side of the family to help and represent and, you know, get stuff sorted. So yeah, that's when we decided that we were going to go to Honduras. Well, I was going to go because my half brother's mum was going to go and support him, so I just thought that it made sense if I go help him out. And also, the probably biggest reason I wanted to go was to go see my dad. Like, I needed to see him for the last time, so I was 100% on it for going.
Yeah, I wasn't going. That just wasn't where I was at. Slowly it was decided that I should just go with her.
Not slowly, it just happened the same day, but she didn't want to really go.
At first I wasn't, like, I didn't understand why I should go, but then I was like, okay, maybe I should actually go, because maybe I should actually see the body, because I won't get another chance to.
Yeah, and to be fair, I need to just put out there because we have kind of
an interesting relationship.
Not a great relationship with my half brother and his family. So not to get into like that point. So yeah. So we decided to go, and then on the Friday is when all my friends were planning to come round anyway. So Lucy, Tanya, Megan, Holly and Tender came round that day for me. Love them forever for coming to support me that evening. They are, like, I appreciate that and always will. And that was the day that we kind of like started to think about packing and stuff like that. So then the next day after that is when my best friend Holly, absolute my bitch, my rider, came over and helped me pack, and she was just like a constant supportive person that I had at the time, up until we went to Honduras on this Sunday, didn't we, for a week.
Yeah, at the time, if I remember correctly, I had a couple of my best friends come round. Shanice, Farah, Alicia and Mahalia. I was, you know, really appreciative that they showed up, and yeah, brought flowers, etc., and that was nice. And we just kind of chilled out. I spoke to I kind of brought them up into my room and kind of just had like a big conversation with them. And like the family just teamed together and just helped us.
Yeah, and that's when we kind of did the wake, which like the proper wake, which felt so surreal because it's like we were sat around our dining room table like listening to all my dad's favourite music, and like everyone was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, and hugging me, and it was like, you can't believe that this is you, like this is your life, like everyone's come here to see you because your dad's gone, like I'm now that girl, like I've lost my dad. And it just felt so surreal, weren't it, Lauren? Like we couldn't believe.
I think that's the worst feeling that was had for me, like knowing that I'm a statistic.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
The girl that lost her parents, it was just like, fuck's sake, like, why is this my life? So yeah, we went to Honduras. We flew to Texas, and from Texas to Honduras with my half-brother's mum. And that was a really hard time for me and Lauren because not only were we in a different country to bury our dad, we were with people that aren't, you know, like, well, not people, we were travelling with someone that we wouldn't say we particularly knew. Yeah, like she weren't our family.
She isn't our family.
And she isn't our family, and you know, she hasn't had the best relationship with my mum over the years, and she was making a load of digs at my mum while we were there. Like, it was really insensitive. Like, it was just like you're upset because you've lost your dad, you're having to go to another country to bury your dad, like all this kind of stuff. And then you've just got someone being so insensitive, making digs about your mum, and it was just like, it was a hard time, and we reacted to like completely differently. I was like a hard bull, like I weren't having it, and Lauren kind of was a bit more tame, and we literally switched bodies. Like, Lauren is normally the bulldog, that was part of the reason she was coming. But Lauren turned from bulldog to chihuahua, like literally.
Hey, chihuahua's good, don't you?
She was like the chill one, and I was just like the one who didn't have.
You just weren't taking that shit.
I just didn't have it in me. So we spent we had a goal.
You spent the trip beefing and
I
trying
didn't.
to get.
It weren't all beefing. It was just I had a focus, and it was to make sure that my dad could get back to his country, or like to make sure things were sorted. Because at the time my brother was in such a bad place, he kind of wanted to stay there and just like he didn't want to leave. Like he weren't really making enough progress and strives to sort everything out on his own, which is why we all went to support him. And obviously there was no way I was leaving that country after being there for a week without anything getting done. So that was like my number one mission, and obviously to see my dad. So, you know, we spent the first couple of days taking in what my dad was taking in, where like the scenery, the food, the diet that he was on.
Yeah, it was interesting. I tapped out with the herbal stuff.
Yeah, she couldn't deal with the
Things
herbal
were
diet.
a little bit. Yeah, the food was mad. Oh, anyway. Yeah, so we went over because not only did we think that, you know, we want things to get done, but we didn't want things to be delayed, and we felt like our brother just couldn't handle doing anything at the time, and we was there to basically help get things moving and get things done because they needed to get done.
Yeah. It was a hard environment to do stuff in as well, because if anyone knows about Honduras, you know, it's like it's got like the highest murder rate in the world. Like it's a dangerous country that we'd step foot in, and even my mum letting us go, that was hard for her. Like, but you know, we were on a quest, and like my dad come first. I didn't care about which country we were going for. We were going to. We just needed to go. But yeah, what turns out the funeral guy who was sorting out my dad, ended up being murdered. So it was like the whole experience out there was like absolutely crazy. Like he died. Well, he was murdered.
A day or two before we got there. Just
a day or two before we got there, but we didn't actually find out till like 2 days into being there, because everyone was trying to protect us. But it was one of them where we just needed to know, like, and once we found out, it that's probably why everything was getting delayed so much, and that didn't stop us. I was like, well, whether or not he's died, it is very sad. And his wife, his pregnant wife as well, it was horrendous. Like, she was like 6 months pregnant. She had to sort out her funeral for her husband, obviously, but obviously my dad still needs doing. Like, there was no way I was leaving and that wasn't getting done. So we had a lot of communication with them about trying to sort that out, and then we were trying to communicate with him, and I think communication was a bit hard. So I made sure that we went down there to where my dad actually was kept, and we talked to him in person. And obviously, as you know, my main reason for being out there was to go see my dad anyway, so there was no way I wasn't going to go. So we went, and we were all around the casket, and we saw my dad, and I just remember just going up to it, and I just was like overwhelmed with, it was so weird, it was overwhelmed with happiness, because like that was the last time I could see him, and I was looking at him, and I just remember like just being so happy that I'd got to see him, and like I could spend a bit more time with him. Yeah, I was just so happy that I could see him, and that I got to Honduras and I made it and I'd seen it, and I could say goodbye properly. And I remember I took videos, took pictures for my mum, because obviously my mum and my sister didn't get to be there, they didn't get to see it. So that was like a really emotional experience and an overwhelming experience for me, but the happiest day that I'd spent out there, because that was my goal. I needed to see him, and I spent ages around that casket, didn't I? Like everybody else kind of
didn't want to go,
and I just didn't want to leave. Like, it was hard, but it was also just so nice, and it's still, even though people might find it weird, but it's still like a really good memory for me, being able to see him for that last time. So after that was done, and then we organised the cremation and everything, and then we had one extra day in Honduras after that, didn't we, like in the herbalist camp, and we met Dr. Sebi. He was really nice man, and his family, really nice people. He was really funny, because he did pass maybe a year or so ago. So yeah, that was a really nice experience. And then we had to wake up really early the day of the cremation, because my dad was all about the spirit, and we never believed that the shell was the most important. It's all about the spirit, and the spirit had left my dad's body at the end of the day. So cremation is how he wanted to go, and I think we've all kind of agreed that's how we want to.
Yeah, the thing is, Dad wasn't that materialistic, so he wouldn't want us to spend extra money to have his body itself be like, shipped back. Like,
yeah, it weren't realistic either, because we didn't.
It weren't realistic, and so
we cremated him. So we went and travelled 3 hours that day to the crematorium, and the place was absolutely beautiful. Like, the crematorium was like, when it was such a fitting way for my dad to go, such natural scenery, flowers everywhere, like it was just so peaceful. And so we've made it back to England now, and we were just kind of exhaling from that whole experience, because it was one that we could never forget, in a kind of like a traumatizing way, but also in like a happy, relieving way. Yeah, so that was Honduras.